Hey, we're back, everybody. I'm not alone now, but I'm not with Andrew anymore either.
I
Uh,
think you're alone now.
I don't think I am. My name's
Mm.
Swordcrawler. Andrew's gone. The bro up is done for the night, but I'm gonna show off the downloadable content for Dead Space 3 so we can try to make some fucking sense of what just happened in that ending.
So
Um,
wait, if I understand what I understand
well,
about Dead Space, there's something with the moon? Is that true? There was a
first,
moon involved.
first off, I need you two to introduce yourselves.
Right. I'm Austin Walker. I do stuff on the internet. I'm doing a pathologic stream on Phil's channel on Thursday nights.
Hooray! And Janine.
That's
I'm Janine, aka Bleating Heart. I'm doing a cargo stream on Phil's channel starting tomorrow.
Oh, I'm psyched for that.
I'm pretty
Uh,
the
excited.
great thing about those two streams is they're both by the same crazy Russian developer and couldn't seem more different.
they're both
So
fucking weird games,
Yeah.
but weird in their own ways, from what I've seen.
yes.
So tell me, you two, how much do you know about the ending of Dead Space 3? Because we're getting right into this DLC that is set after the ending.
I don't know anything from the ending
Okay,
of Dead
great,
Space
perfect.
3.
So there are these things called necromorphs, and also one of them's a moon, or they come from a moon. I think that's true.
We had to
They're
fight the
born from
moon.
moons.
We fought
Right.
the moon. Literally, here, let me show you the achievement that I got.
Was
I'm
it like a
excited.
was it like a Death Star type fighting the moon, or like that old black and white movie where a rocket gets stuck in the moon's eye and it's making faces?
Let's say between those two somewhere. Literally,
Oh.
this achievement's description is defeat the moon. So
Nice.
that is what happened.
Oh.
I'm glad that you pulled that off.
Yeah.
I always believed in you. I always knew if there's anyone who can take care of the moon.
So we played on hard for co-op. I'm gonna play on normal for solo because I don't trust my own abilities.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Um, and I guess
So how
now
did
is a
you?
good time to clarify. Again, if you're not looking for Dead Space 3 spoilers, probably turn this stream off right now because this is picking up immediately after the ending of Dead Space 3.
What did you think of Dead Space 3 at the end of the day?
We just talked about it, and I thought it was pretty okay. Um, I think it's about on the same level as Dead Space 2 for me,
Okay.
which is not as
Sounds like a pretty
not as
positive
good
thing.
not as good as Dead Space 1. Definitely has
Right.
some problems, but it's like a solid action game. I enjoyed it.
Sounds good. Um, Here's what I should do. I should that pop the chat out. So sorry if I sound distracted. It's not only because I'm trying to make the chat appear on the side of my screen. It's also because I'm playing Neverwinter with Janine currently, and that seems pretty cool.
So you can talk about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
it's a weekend beta, so I mean, one problem with it. I don't think we've killed any moons yet. Janine, is that true? We haven't killed any moons yet.
When you went to the bathroom,
Ah,
um,
I missed
I
something.
did kill a moon and a couple other satellites,
Okay.
but it wasn't a quest thing. I was just grinding. So
Not even worth it then.
I mean, they dropped some potions, so that's okay.
We were also just in the worst fucking group, which pick up groups, man.
I love when people tell me how to play a class. I love
So
that.
so at the
Sorry,
end of
we-
Dead Space 3, we thought that these two were dead, and now they are apparently
Right.
not dead. And there was like a stinger at the end of the credits, just a little thing that suggested that they wouldn't be. But also
Here
the
they
fact
are.
that the DLC was already out kind of suggested that.
Right. That also seems, yeah. You were just going to start playing from a different character's perspective.
Cinerus X wants to know, he says, Phil, do you demand Mark McDonald apologize for the translation of Nier and Monster Hunter 3? I don't know
Ooh.
what that means because both of those games have good translations, so I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
Oh, man. Did you play any of Monster Hunter 3 with Mark McDonald?
A little bit.
Or whatever, is that- is he-
3 Ultimate is
3
the,
Ultimate, right.
the new one. a teensy bit with him and one of the other
Yeah,
8-4
8-4.
dudes.
Yeah. Sonorous X wants to know how Neverwinter compares to Perfect World's other titles like Ether Saga and Perfect World International. This is actually a Cryptic game, so
Yeah.
it's much
Published by Perfect World, but it's a very different
Right.
developer.
Exactly. I mean, there are things there are definitely elements of Perfect World design here.
I can answer that really well, I think, because I spent a lot of time playing not a lot of time playing Perfect World, but I went back and forth to Perfect World a lot because for a little while it was the MMORPG with the most.
Mermaids.
Well, it still is that, but it also had the best character customization at a time when, like, it gave you sliders when, like, no other games were giving you
Right.
sliders except maybe Eve.
Also,
Right.
wasn't it not that good?
It was awful.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But in a weird way, it also seemed to have set a lot of standards for a lot of these free-to-play MMOs. And
they were sort of among the most successful in the whole sort of in the Asian free-to-play MMO field. They were making, or it felt like they were putting out the most content and making the most money, and they got on the cash shop train pretty early.
Yeah. We were just talking to John Carson a few days ago while playing Scarlet Blade. No one plays Scarlet Blade. About how we spent a long time playing a bunch of different free-to-play Asian MMOs that all bit pretty hard off of that basic design conceit and like a lot of the same conventions that Perfect World International had. But this is a lot more like Cryptic's games, which are like Champions Online, Star Trek Online.
Which, to be fair, Cryptic's games, they're problematic also. They have their own set of problems.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had
not perfect,
real
but
love-hate relationships with them.
Yeah. Austin and I actually spent a significant amount of time playing Star Trek Online.
Yeah, I think we beat all of the content at launch, and then that was it. Like,
yeah. That was how I stayed sane through teachers college. Like that was my thing. Was I would come home from teaching and shit, and I would just be like, I don't want to fucking deal with anything. Let's go in space.
My past with Cryptic is I fucking loved City of Heroes.
Yep, me too.
I played a lot of EverQuest, but City of Heroes I would say is the first MMO that I really got super into.
Yeah, I started playing that when I had this terrible job in New York. I was doing this like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. basically inverse data entry. It was like really, really boring Boolean searching for trademarks. And I'd come home and get home at like 9:30, 10, and then Janine and I and two other of our friends would play City of Heroes for like 3 or 4 hours.
My favorite City of Heroes story is like that was the game that the year that I moved out of my mom's house when I finished high school and went to college and moved in with some friends in college. That summer before I started college, I didn't have anything going on.
Right.
I didn't have a job. I hadn't started classes yet, so I literally spent and that was the summer that City of Heroes had come out, just before that summer started. So I literally spent that whole summer like just playing City of Heroes like 12 hours a day.
Yeah, understandable.
And it was fucking great.
Yeah, totally. I love the power system in that. I love the optimization.
Especially,
I am a huge
up until
nerd.
pretty recently, it was kind of one of a kind. Like there wasn't much available. Even now, there's a lot of MMOs out, but there's so many more MMOs that are just straight up fantasy and elves and whatever. And if you want anything outside of that, you have to roll your sleeves up a little bit.
Yeah.
It was much worse back then than it is now, obviously, but
yeah. So, are you upgrading your weapons right now? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, I'm just throwing like new chips on them. When I beat the game, it gave me a bunch of. So you have these chips that you put in your weapons that give you different upgrades to like the rate of fire or the speed of reloading or just the damage. Up until the end of the game, the highest we had been getting was +2 to each of those.
And now,
basically beating the game unlocked the ability to find +3 chips.
Okay.
So,
which you're now finding in the DLC.
Yeah, I mean, I could get back into the original game and find them too.
Right.
Like I could do like New Game Plus.
Does that keep stacking? Like if you play the game over 5 times, do you keep getting?
Well, I don't know how much that goes up, but yeah, they usually. I mean, they're pretty good with Dead Space and putting in a lot of New Game Plus content.
Yeah.
We're good.
Whoa.
Listen, Necromorpher, no joke.
Yeah, I should mention, it's not even that I don't know how this ends. I don't have that much experience with the franchise. All I know is creepy, dark spaceship, gross explodey body alien things.
Space zombies.
Yeah.
That's basically all you need to know.
Yeah. Well, no, there are these markers, and it's it's a very deep, complicated, meaningful story.
An important thing to know: stomping. You stomp all the time, and then you get injured because you were busy stomping when you should have been shooting a guy.
I thought you were going to say you get injured because you sprain your ankle from all the stomping.
That too. That happens. That's a risk. In Isaac's line of work, it's a very serious risk. Yeah, so anyways, City of Heroes is fucking rad.
Yeah.
But then Cryptic
I almost said, we should play that one day on the stream, and then I remembered we can't because it's gone forever.
Yeah, it's gone forever. Cryptic, I feel like, kind of went downhill a little bit after that.
Yeah, Champions was okay, but really didn't have the same bite. Like part of it was just
it had a lot more tech problems. And I don't know if it was that they were being more ambitious and just couldn't quite pull it off, or if they, lost. I have a feeling that they lost a lot of people from City of Heroes to like Blizzard and other companies.
Yeah. The other thing with kind of trying to get a little bit specific with Champions was, in City of Heroes, the way it worked, where you kind of had a main power set and then kind of secondary power, like source, allowed you to come up with really interesting combinations for your heroes, and you felt like you were being really unique, even if you were just kind of doing stuff that was synergistic, that worked well together. But then in Champions, not too deep into the game, it ended up getting super complicated in terms of trying to find a build, because they tried to do the thing where it was like, oh, you can take powers from any power source. And in the end, it turns out, of course, there's still only one or two, great builds per gameplay role.
Yeah.
So
that kind of reminds me of Secret World, where they're like, here's some shit. Take whatever you think is cool.
Yeah.
But
actually
if
funny,
you want to actually work at what
Secret
you're doing,
World,
it's not.
I loved that game, but it turned out I think I just ended up being lucky enough to pick really good powers at the start.
Yeah.
Right.
I know Dylan tried playing it, fucking hated it, and I could not figure out why, and I just chalked it up to Dylan having bad taste. And then Dylan actually went back to it and suddenly fell in love.
Right.
And started a new character, and it turned out he just picked the wrong item combination at the start.
Right.
What the fuck is going on? Guys, there's some stuff going on, I don't even...
Those space
Could it be that you maybe seen some shit and it's getting to you?
I don't think...
Oh man, what if he's hallucinating? He's just like...
If there's
I'm pretty sure.
in the hospital.
If there's anything I know about the Dead Space series, it's that Isaac Clarke...
It's his brain. I think that's his brain.
He's in a solid state of mind. He does not have weird visions. I don't think we have to worry about that.
What if they replaced his mind with a solid state hard drive, and they're just beaming in visions?
Sure, those
That's
are the best hard drives. So, okay, tell me about Neverwinter now. I want to know I want to hear about this.
We just finished our first major 5-man instance dungeon, which was, like I said, was fun. But the problem, of course, is our shitty party was more or less led
fuck
by
everyone else. Problem is fuck other people.
And our healer was also the worst. Also, I actually ran into a really
just like a random group,
it was just a complete pickup group, who's in the zone, Part of the problem is, so at level 10, anyone listening who's going to play this stupid game should know this. At level 10 right now, when every class gets an important class ability, and that ranges for like thieves. It's stealth. That's when they get stealth. And you hit the tab button and you go into stealth. For mages or wizards, you get to kind of equip an additional power. It's sort of like Secret World, where you have a limited set of powers that you can equip.
Sure.
Which is great because I think it lets you build really tight, interesting gameplay builds.
Yeah. That's sort of the Guild Wars style, also, right?
Yes, it is exactly the Guild
Wars.
Wars.
I like a lot.
Totally. For fighters, I'm playing a Guardian fighter, which is like a sword and shield fighter. You get Mark, which if you've played or know about D&D 4th, is like you point at a guy and say, listen, if you're not fighting me, you're at a serious disadvantage. It's a taunt, basically, right? So I was like, oh, what's this? And I clicked and dragged it by mistake off of my power bar, and now it's gone, and I can't get it back. So I'm a really shitty tank right now, because I can only use my other secondary taunts. So that also didn't help our power run, or our dungeon run.
So but really, you're complaining about all the random people, and they're also simultaneously complaining about you.
Right, no. Right, but instead of incompetence, my problem is a buggy fucking game. The fact that there's nowhere else that I can drag.
He has a power that's nowhere in any of his, 6 skill trees.
What were you doing dragging it up? See, that's...
I didn't mean to. Because I didn't know what it was. They hadn't told me what it was yet. And I was like, what's that doing there? I didn't put that there. But gone. Well, and especially because Janine's version of it was just she gets to equip another daily or encounter power, which they're using a lot of the terminology from D&D 4th.
Sure.
So in D&D 4th you have...
I don't know anything about Dungeons & Dragons.
Well, so here's what it is. In D&D 4th you have at-will powers. Oh, I can do those whenever I want. You have encounter powers, which is once per fight I get to use this. And you have daily powers, which is once per day. You know what daily means. I probably didn't need to explain that.
What does daily mean? Could you...
So daily... So in D&D, there's a thing called a planet, and that all the action takes place on a planet.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And that takes place in a series of dimensional planes, just like our world, basically.
Where's the digidimension?
That's one of them. It's where you can play Planescape Torment?
I haven't.
Oh, well, you should. That takes place in the digidimension.
Okay, yeah, now I want to.
Yeah.
Wasn't interested in Planescape, but now I am.
Now, definitely. I'm pretty sure you play as Agumon. I'm pretty sure.
You always play as Agumon.
So, yeah. I was really proud of the Run Button guys, by the way, that they got Greymon finally in there.
Whoa, spoilers! I'm not caught up!
Why aren't you watching that? That was 2 episodes!
I'm watching, but I'm not caught up.
I'm shaking my head at you.
I am subscribed to, literally, 70 different YouTube channels. Most of them are currently running LPs.
Something, yeah. I definitely understand.
And trying to always, get new content on my channel, so...
Dr. Derp has had some dreams about Greymon. I think that's a thing he should be proud of.
Well...
I think that's a thing he should tell his therapist.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that maybe you shouldn't be telling us that.
We're not his therapist? I thought this was what I thought that's why you brought me on the...
Your checks in the morning.
Shit does get pretty real on this stream, so...
Yeah. So I don't know. So my impression so far has been really positive. Oh, so anyway, yeah. So dailies, encounters, and at wills. Janine's version of her level 10 was just she gets to have a second encounter power. In this game, encounter just means it has a 10-second cooldown, and daily just means you have to fill up a super bar before you use it.
And that's based on some shit that I'm so good at now that I can basically use that power every fight anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. But
yeah. But, other than that weird glitch, I've had a really good time so far. That's my impression. Janine,
right. I got a new suit.
Oh, nice. The suits in this do anything?
No.
They used to do stuff in 2, right?
It's just ornamental?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much just visual, and then you have you do the upgrades to your suit, but those upgrades go across every suit.
I got you. Oh, man. So, Janine, are you also having the same generally positive experience with Neverwinter, or?
It's no Scarlet Blade, right?
Yeah. What is?
Janine, I know a lot of times you tell Austin shit to make him just shut up.
That is so true. You have no idea.
I know. I have a few ideas. You can be real with me, though. It's no Scarlet Blade, right?
Here's the thing. In a lot of ways, no, it's no Scarlet Blade because it's fucking ugly. Like, I'm enjoying this game, but it looks like a game that I played like 4 years ago. Like,
yeah, it's definitely not.
Cryptic. It sounds really stupid, but my biggest consistent beef with Cryptic games is they cannot do fucking video game hair for shit. Like, it always looks like garbage.
And that's really, like, one of the main things you're looking for in a game.
I'm gonna be staring at the back of my character's head for, like, days. I want, I don't want it to look like Play-Doh. I want some sort of, I don't know. But it's, in every single Cryptic game I've ever played, I've always picked a hairstyle, like, I've settled. I've never been happy.
Right.
I've never,
so it's like my love life. Okay, good. My girlfriend's not listening, so don't worry.
I want to make sure. That could have been a problem. I think Judy and I both paused just in case. Just because
I started looking through the chat.
We were about to have a fight live on stream.
The other foot was about to drop.
Just to clarify, just in case anybody took me seriously, I was just kidding, guys.
Right.
Very happy. Don't worry.
You've settled for the best.
Yeah.
It was really.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that nice save for me.
Yep.
But no, I mean, I'll admit that aesthetics are like super important to me, especially in MMOs, especially when you're asking me to customize my character so I don't look like everyone else. But it's not the be-all and end-all, and the fact is it seems like a pretty good game. It's not the same old boring shit. I mean, in a lot of ways it is, but...
It sounds like it, I was gonna say, it sounds like it mostly is.
Yeah, no, it's the stuff that's making it really unique is not...
It has the same core mechanics, but the trappings are quite different.
Right.
And it's...
Is it more, the impression that I've got from the little that I've seen is it's less like giant open world MMO and more like instanced.
Yes, lots of little instances so far.
It's, like I described to someone else, it's sort of like if you took Dungeons and Dragons Online and then gave it to people who played Guild Wars 2 and told them to remake it.
That sounds cool.
Informed by both properties or by both games.
Right.
I mean, that sounds really cool to me.
And I don't want to compare it to Guild Wars 2 a lot because that's not, they're going for different things pretty much, and that's fine, but it's not quite as like intense and true to the source as Dungeons and Dragons Online tries to be.
Right, like there isn't like a, so if you played DDO, there's like a game master or dungeon master like talking as you go through a dungeon and
if you want to change your skills and stuff that's equipped, you have to go to a tavern specifically to do that. So you can't just on the fly.
Here's a question I have. One of the things that the old Neverwinter Nights games always focused on, and that also that Cryptic is focused on more so in recent years, is user-created content.
Oh,
is that in there already?
Yep,
yeah, we already played a really strong user-created mission.
Actually, really strong?
Oh, it was great.
It was really bad. It was so bad.
They keep suggesting that we replay it, and I don't know why.
I assume you like give it a rating and just be like, "No, I hated this."
Yeah.
I sure did.
Okay.
Also, it trapped us in there.
Tell us about it. What happened?
Man, I bet I can find the description.
Yeah, you got logged out. I'm making a new character now, so.
But no, they have user-created missions just like Star Trek Online added and Champions added and City of Heroes had for a while. They have that stuff right from the beginning.
And in fact, it's weirdly like integrated into the world. Like the quest that we got that was user-created was given to us by an NPC.
Yeah, there are NPCs called like well-informed barmaid or whatever.
Right. And then on top of that,
you're getting a rumor.
Right. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
then
here
on top
to learn
of that,
about rumors. That's exactly what it says. So.
Phil, are you under NDA and you're just are you asking us a leading question?
No, I've played a fucking RPG before.
Right. So, and then it's also those quests, the thing that I think was kind of interesting was they can use NPCs that are in the world, it looks like. Like, it led us to another NPC out in the non-instance world to get more information.
Yeah.
And then a door, right.
I wonder if it's like, I wonder if you're using NPCs that already exist, or like just, or essentially like creating new NPCs.
Right.
Or even if it's just a default for like user-created missions, you're going to talk to this guy, you're going to go in this door.
Yeah. Here's a weird thing. We went through that door into that house, and then when we went inside, we were in an alleyway. So,
Yeah.
That's usually not how that works, but...
Not normally. Magic. Listen, D&D is...
city planners.
I found the mission again. Or the quest, or the whatever you want to call it.
You should
it's
probably
called Red Rock Heritage. There are dark rummers in the taverns and libraries. Rummers about strange humans being born.
Rummers?
Rummers. Not only
possesses,
the S's are in a bad position, alien magical powers, but also seem to be mad. They call themselves the descendants of the Red Rock. So this is obviously going to be like some Martian thing, because alien magical powers, which are different than the magical powers that all the magical people have. And literally this quest, we went into a place, we killed some guys, and then we left. So
that was it. And
in fact, we got a belt that neither of us could use.
That sounds a lot like a Dragon Age 2 quest.
We couldn't even leave through the door that was supposed to be the exit. You had to leave through the front door. I had to log out and then leave through the front door.
I'm not going to blame that on...
Hey, honey. Guys, my lovely girlfriend just walked in, and I just want to tell you guys how wonderful she is.
Oh, you love her so much.
Oh, she is the best. How are you doing? She says she's doing great. And I, we have such a good relationship that I don't really blame her. Things are going great for us. We're happy.
Totally not evil moon in your sky.
We're both very happy. Thank you for asking.
Yep. Anytime. You're sort of an inspiration, I think, for everyone who knows you both. That's what a good relationship looks like. Neither of you guys settled. You guys really waited until you found...
I would say that settling is not a word either of us... It's not in our vocabulary,
Yeah, I've never heard
How are you doing over there? How are you doing on the couch over there? She seems happy. Guys, she's very happy. It's going great.
It's good. There goes another one. We're gonna get sweet updates. You should probably just live stream her, I think. This is my beautiful, happy girlfriend.